Hello everyone, this is Father Paul. I'm a Catholic priest, otherwise known as Paulie. I'm from India. You would have seen the name of the place Delhi mentioned several times. I live in the city of Delhi in India, the capital of our country. And I must thank the organizers for having me here. Stefano, Fatime, thank you so much for inviting me to this first time in Climate City Cup. I was really, having a lot of learnings from the presentation of Dr. Helbing today, and truly inspired by the sharings of testimony of Mary Claire. Friends, maybe the climate talk, this narrative is taking a lot of different shapes, aftermath of the encyclical of Pope Francis Laudato Si, at least in the Catholic fraternity. And I come with this a little bit of a story, testimony from India, maybe taking you a little bit beyond city to the rurals. Because our father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi, said the soul of India is in the villages, in the rurals. But at the same time, I do acknowledge the fact that India is growing. Our places are getting expanded into cities and towns. Maybe something which I would like to talk today is with this little bit of a visual from one of our villages in the state of Madhya Pradesh, if you know that place, that is central part of India. I told you that I am from Delhi, and these days you would have been listening or rather seeing the news that Delhi is the most polluted city in the world. According to the World Health Organization standards, out of the 160,650 cities, the data, Delhi is the worst. We are living in a very hazardous plus situation in terms of air quality. And maybe for me this is an escape from that place to this beautiful city of Zurich with the wonderful weather here. So the statistics tell us that 50% of our children are going to be affected or rather affected with the lung diseases. As somebody mentioned about the health hazard because of the pollution. And we know that 1.5 million population people are dying every year because of the pollution in our country. And these are some of the very sad situations and facts. In that context, maybe this story will tell you something about how our people in the communities are trying to adapt, trying to mitigate some of these hazardous situations and try to maybe come up with solutions to fight back the sad situations of these climate variances and climate change problems. I'll take you to this story. Oh, sorry. This is a program, rather a movement called Strengthening Adaptive Farming Diversity in 3 countries which we do together in Bangladesh, India and Nepal. I'm very happy to tell you that the Swiss government also is part of this initiative through Caritas Switzerland. And we have been having a lot of wonderful results from this particular program.
I think the video
The video has not been copied.
Okay, I'll take you to the video a little later. So this is, all of us are aware of the climate fact. I'm just placing you to a context of India, looking at this reality, how the climate situation is going to affect the continent, so to say continent India with 1.3 billion population, how it is going to affect the desert region. A lot of desertification takes place, and let me tell you, the central part of our India, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, in the last 10 years, 60,000 people committed suicide because of the distress farming, because of the drought situation. And we know that this is because of this climate variance. So 60,000 people committed suicide in the last 10 years. Isn't it really painful to see that people, especially the smallholder farmers, are not able to make a life because of this reality? And see the Indian Himalayan region, we have the beautiful region of Alps here. The situation remains the same. The glaciers getting melted very fast. So to say, in our region as well, in Himalaya, and we have the very sad effects of these glaciers getting melted. And see how it is really making a lot of climate change situations in that particular region of the country, especially the northern India part. And we have statistics there. I'm not going to get into that because of the paucity of time. And the coastal islands. See, we have every other time lot of reality, something called, the latest was the Bulbul cyclone. In the year 2019 alone, this year, we had 12 states of the country completely into the floods and other submergences. 12 states of the country was affected. You can imagine how it is going to, it's affecting the life and livelihood situations of the people. The millions of the people who are getting affected because of this. The places like Mumbai, Cochin are likely to be submerged because of this climate reality. So that is what happening in the coastal area. Coming to the central and peninsular area. As I told you, because of the drought situation, the farming community getting into absolute distress and suicides. Let me tell you of the agrarian community in our country, 80% are the smallholder farmers. And they are the people who are really affected because of this reality of climate change. So sorry. Moving on, the annual greenhouse gas emissions by the sector. I'm just again contextualizing from the Indian situation. See, the different contributing factors to this greenhouse gas emission. The data, of course, it's known to each and every one of us. The effects and manifestation of climate change, especially in the context of India, especially more so in our rural settings. Changes in rainfall pattern, extreme temperatures, sea level increase and submergence of low-lying areas, and that resulting in drinking water scarcity. Extinction of species, climate conflicts, climate migration. And India, this is a reality, the climate refugees, moving from the most vulnerable states like Orissa, Assam, Tamil Nadu, all moving to the cities. And you can imagine how this climate-induced migration is going to result, the kind of situation of the cities of India. Emergence of new pests and diseases. You name it, number of new kinds and new forms of diseases that is coming into the country. Droughts, crop failures, malnutrition, hunger, and famine. And it is said that India is going to be the malnutrition capital of the world by 2030. So you can imagine, when our Prime Minister is going around all the country, the situation of the country remains a little bit worrying in terms of these counts. Extreme weather events, droughts, floods, and epidemics. In 2018, Kerala, God's own country, the down south state where I come from, was massively flooded. And 569 people died, lost their lives. 50,000 hectares of farming land was destroyed because of this huge flood. And you can imagine how it really affected the economy of the state, one of the most flourishing states of the country. So even God's own country is not spared on account of climate change and extreme events. So increasing frequency of disasters and new types of disasters that is coming to the country. On one side, we ask for rain, and at the same time, we ask the good Lord to stop the rains. So this is the paradox that we are facing in the context. Our experience. We have quite a lot of good small models that is happening with our communities, bringing very sustainable solutions and environmental friendly solutions to urban farming system, motivating our own urban communities to get into this farming practices which is more sustainable, more eco-friendly. And a lot of positive experiences have been placed with solarization largely getting into the context and to the communities, to our institutions. Our solutions. This is presented in the form of that vision, which of course maybe we will have an opportunity to see that. Strengthening adaptive farming in Bangladesh, India and Nepal, a multi-country program, a solution to climate adaptation and mitigation solutions. My dear friends, I don't want to really explain the whole infographics that is being presented there. Maybe the cumulative effect is that major achievement of this program for the last 6 years, wherein as I told you, I'm so happy that this beautiful country, Switzerland, also is very much part of this initiative, journey with our farming community, helping them to come out with a lot more positive solutions. And I'm very happy that ETH, we have a student from ETH, Michael, doing a very good positive research on some of these beautiful experiments happening in the state of Madhya Pradesh as part of this SAFBIN program. So maybe ETH will have more knowledge sharing as part of this study which is happening right now in this particular place. Food security and sufficiency. You have the numbers there. Maybe I can share the presentation and you will help us to, you will know what is the kind of fantastic changes that is happening because of this wonderful initiative from the part of our community, especially from the farming community. And farmers are being presented as the real scientists. They are the scientists in the villages and they have the solutions. Mostly we believe that it is the research institutions, it's the scientists who have the solution, but we believe that the community has the solution and they are the real scientists in their own practical situations. Maybe going back to their traditional knowledge systems and maybe really bringing back the traditional knowledge into their own very existential problems and working out solutions, maybe sustainable solutions as we were speaking about. And we have a lot of achievements as part of this particular initiative. Major features of this program: farmers collective led adaptive research, focusing on resilience building. That is one of the major achievements or learning of this particular program. Nutritional security, especially of women and children. Access and control of resources and entitlements. Maintaining ecosystem and soil health. Functional multi-level cooperation and partnership around research, community research. Of course, we have knowledge institutions like Boku University in Austria. We have other knowledge institutions already in our country being part of this initiative. Functional multi-level cooperation in partnership. Increased demand for small farm agri-foods. Our efforts to reduce the carbon footprint in this country of India with more than 200 partners that we are working with. Switch to renewable energy sources and promote energy efficiency. Promote tree plantation and other carbon sequestration efforts. Upcycle the local resources to harvest alternative energy. We have gone massively into biogas. You know that the cattle population, the livestock is huge in our country, and we have been promoting our farming community to get into this biogas alternative energy solutions. Promote measures for water conservation and promote soil health. Reduce carbon footprint, water miles, food miles. We are promoting our community with slow food systems, getting into our traditional tribal villages and maybe strengthening them, rather motivating them to go for slow food against fast food, which is another big initiative in terms of climate sustainability. Respect creation and the cosmological vision, as I told you, absolutely in tandem with the papal encyclical of Laudato Si. Promote principle of reduce, restore, reuse, recycle and replenish. And we are in a very strong move to create a campaign called carbon fasting. Now we have almost 30,000 education institutions in the country managed by the Catholic Church alone, in the Christian community. So we are making use of this platform to bring the children, the youth, our education institutions, our parishes to promote this campaign called carbon fasting, to reduce the footprints and to promote the handprints. That will definitely bring a big mile in terms of promoting sustainable climate change initiatives and solutions. My dear friends, I stop here. A little bit of testimony from Caritas. Caritas means love, a compassion for the future world. And Mary was telling about the 5 maybe steps for a kind of successful initiative. I have a little bit of a different narrative on that. And we believe in vision as clarity. We believe in mission. We believe in passion. We believe in compassion that leads to transformation and change. So these are the 5-fingered solution for a change narrative that we go with in Caritas. We go with our communities. Vision, mission, passion, compassion leads to transformation. Thank you so much. Maybe we'll have just a look at this visual as well.